Good morning. So today I wanted to show you a little bit of my morning routine. And the first thing I do is that I do this bed yoga kind of sequence. It takes me about 9 minutes, and it's a great way for me to open up my entire body, literally from my neck all the way down to my ankles. As you know, as we get a little bit older, it's really important to get moving first thing in the morning, get the blood flowing, get the muscles and the ligaments and the tendons nice and loose. This is something I do every single morning. I love it. It takes about 9 minutes. So if you're a snoozer, you can hit your snooze, do this, and then get up out of bed before you snooze. But I recommend that you don't be a snoozer. Snoozing is not a good thing. So really, you just pop out of bed. It's better for your confidence, better for your motivation. And let's do this in a little time-lapse fashion and see all these awesome stretches that you can do in the comfort of your own bed. Really good for the shoulders, for the spine, particularly the cervical, thoracic, and your lumbar. We get into the hips as well, into the quads, hamstrings, calves, everything. This is probably one of the best things that I've figured out how to stretch in the morning. Shout out to Tiffany Soy. She's the yoga instructor and climber that I follow, and I get a lot of this stuff from. So check her stuff out. And also, if you got any questions about this, feel free to ask. I'm always here to help. All right, a little later of a start than we thought we would get off to, but that's okay. Made sure that I just hemmed up some stuff for work, so the day's gonna be good. Scheduled some phone calls because my partner bailed on me, which we'll talk about that as we get in the car. A little bit more about dealing with, people, just dealing with people in general. But I'm excited to go. We got our gear ready, bundled up. It's gonna be cold out, but let's do this.
Only stakeholder that really ultimately matters, and everything else is kind of a way to make them money, right? Conscious capitalism challenges that.
So we are at the mountain and ready to go. And so I just want to talk about a quick little lesson that I made a reference to earlier, but I want to get a little bit more clarity on it right now. And what I was talking about is watching your shoulds. So it's funny because as I was, driving up here, I'm like, oh, I should have got up early. Oh, I should have done this. I should have gotten more sleep last night. My partner shouldn't have bailed on me. He should have showed up, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is the thing. When you're living in that world with your shoulds, you're shoulding all over your life. And it sounds just like it means, because you are shitting all over your life. And thinking of like, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that. Well, the reality is that this is what it is, and we can make the most of it as long as we accept it. So that's the big thing. So here I am, a little bit later than I wanted to, but that's okay. Still gonna get some great riding in. Excited to spend some time, even by myself in nature, so I can connect a little deeper, and then focusing on what I'm grateful for, and which is that I can be out here in nature by myself, and I get to connect a little bit deeper today, which is interesting because that's what my meditation was talking about. My meditation, when I came out of it, I always ask God how I can serve at my highest level today. And what he told me is that get outside, be still, and connect with me through nature. And if I was with my friend, I probably wouldn't be able to do that as deeply. So something to think about. Big shout out to our partner Theragun today for giving us this amazing little Theragun Mini. Look at this beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, it is so amazing. So this is something I bring with me every time I ride. Super easy, and basically like to hit up the thighs a little bit after a good day of riding. Also a little bit of the chest. Oh my gosh. And then of course today we got a little bit of lower back stuff going on, so we're gonna hit that lower back. Oh, it just feels good. It just feels good. If you are an athlete, you need to get your hands on this. Any kind of athlete, weekend warrior, professional athlete, doesn't matter. Get your hands on it, it's amazing.
And do the work to actually journal this out. This is probably the thing I've journaled the most. And trying to get at that nexus point of what is it that I truly love to do? I love it so much I would actually pay to do it. What is it for you that you really, really, really love to do?
All right, we're back home in the comfort and warmth of my place. Feels nice because it was really cold outside today. We were talking about 6 degrees with about a -12 wind chill, so a little bit chilly. But I wanted to wrap up with our lesson. I was talking about shoulds today, and the reason why this was a powerful lesson today, because I could have ruined was an amazing day. Blue skies, not a ton of people. The snow was good. You know, I could be by myself and have time in nature, which is exactly what I was supposed to do from meditation. Remember what I heard earlier, that God told me that I want you to connect with me in nature today. And if I got caught up on the fact that I should have left early, or my friend should have not bailed, or he should have let me know earlier, or I shoulda, that's going to put me in a negative headspace. And what we focus on, we have more of. So if you're focusing on the things that are lacking in your life, the way things are not going your way, those things are going to magnify and become dominant. You know, our brains are mostly negatively biased just because it's an evolutionary adaptation that we've had to go through. Remember, we talked about in previous videos that 60,000 thoughts a day is what we have. 40,000 of them are the same thoughts as we had the previous day, and 2/3 of those thoughts are actually negative thoughts. And we talk about this in a lot of other videos that I have, talking about our negativity bias, that we had to adapt like this from an evolutionary style. So check those out if you want to know more about kind of from an evolutionary perspective why our brains are programmed like this. But the ultimate thing today was I didn't get caught up in my shoulds. I let the day unravel the way it was supposed to be. I connected in the way that I was supposed to, and I was able to have an amazing day. And I was so glad to have you guys with me for it, and I can't wait to share the next one with you coming up.